Thinking about performing at your first open mic? I've been there, and it can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Today I'll share tips, tricks, and a little pep talk to get you ready to take the stage with confidence. Hey everyone, I'm Cage, and I've been performing at open mics for a long time now. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I've been to a bunch. And I know how scary that first step can feel, but I promise it's worth it. Let's break down how to prepare, what to expect, some of my favorite tips, and how to beat stage fright. In this segment, we're going to talk about everything you're going to do before you go to your first open mic so that you can feel ready. 1, practice, practice, practice. Practice a lot. It's super likely that you'll have the ability to bring your phone up on stage, bring an iPad, or bring a note sheet, or bring a notebook up on stage with you and put it on a stand. And feel free to do this if it makes you feel more comfortable. But I would encourage you to try to memorize your song prior to your open mic night so you can experience the moment more, connect with the people in the room with you, and let your passion flow through your performance. One of my favorite practice tips is to place your instrument in your own way. You can practice with the chords in front of you or without and just run a chorus, run a verse, do it a couple times and put it down and move on with your day. And the next time you go by, do the same thing and you're just getting those reps in. Another practice tip is to record yourself playing the song. Set up your phone and take a video. This is a great opportunity if you wanted to use it to make a TikTok or an Instagram reel or make a YouTube short. But a lot changes once the camera's in front of you, and that can kind of simulate the feeling of playing in front of other people because suddenly you've got to do it live. Next practice tip, this is kind of a silly one, but I found it very helpful. Practice in different rooms of your house. Bring your instrument, if you can, down to the living room, up to the bedroom, into an office, just practice it in another location. This is a weird psychological trick that I found really helps me. Being able to play it in your bedroom is one thing, but playing it on a stage is very different. So try to simulate the feeling of playing it somewhere else. You kind of don't realize how comfortable you might be in your own bedroom or comfortable in your music space like this. Once you take your guitar to a new room and play it there, I swear it builds more neural connections or something and it helps you memorize the song better. I would swear by it. I recommend this, and even if it's silly, give it a try. Let's talk real quick about song choice. Song choice is completely up to you. It's your moment, so do what you feel like doing. Typically, you'll have time to do 2 to 3 songs for your set or something like 7 to 10 minutes. If I were to pick 3 songs for an open mic night, this is how I would approach it. First, I would want to open up my set by playing a cover song of a pop song that's either popular right now or a classic that everybody knows and loves and kind of get everybody on my team while I'm starting my set and get everybody a little excited. Then for my second song, I might follow up with just my favorite song at the time because I know that I'll have fun with it. And then I'll get you with number 3 and play an original. This is just how I love to do it. Feel free to copy this template or really just do your own thing. It's your moment to shine. While you're practicing, I want you to visualize success. This is the beginning of preventing your stage fright from getting the best of you. Close your eyes and imagine yourself on stage, looking out, nailing your performance, singing your heart out. Imagine yourself performing confidently. Picture the applause afterward, and imagine how good you're going to feel after doing it. So start visualizing your success while you're practicing to get those thoughts started in the brain. Now, my next favorite tip before you go to your open mic night is to do the scope out. I personally always do a scope out. And what I'm talking about is find the event you want to go to it just as an attendee, as a loving, supportive audience member. But you have a mission on the scope out. There are a couple things that you need to find out. There are some key details that can really help you go to your first open mic to perform and feel much more comfortable. For example, you want to find out where is the list, how do I sign up, and how fast does this list fill up? And while you're there, your other mission is to figure out how much time each performer gets. Are they a little lenient with how much time you get, or are they snappy and right on time? So while you're there, find the host if you can and ask them where the sign-up sheet is. Or do some light perusing around the venue area and see if you can find it by yourself. I've seen it up near the stage on a table. I've seen it back in the bar. I've seen it over by the soundboard. It really depends on where the host keeps it at this particular venue. And sign-up sheets will be a little bit different depending on where you go. Sometimes you have to be there an hour before the event actually starts to even think about getting your name on the list, or sometimes you walk in halfway through and there's plenty of open spots. So on your scope out mission, you want to figure out whether you can just show up or if you need to be there an hour early. So now that we've talked about practicing a little bit and the scope out mission, and we planted a couple of seeds to prevent stage fright, it's time to get down to what to expect at the open mic night. As soon as you arrive, get your name on that list. But very important, make a mental note of the name right before your name. You might have put your name in a time slot, but let me say from experience, I have almost never gone on during the time slot that I put my name on. So take a mental note of the name that they're going to call before your name. We'll get back to that later. Then find a place to cozy up and wait until it's your turn. So while you're sitting there waiting, you might be overcome with nerves. You might feel really anxious and really nervous. Let's take a moment, okay? Let's acknowledge that that's completely normal. It's completely okay to be nervous. Everyone is. Take a few deep breaths and remember that people are there to support you, not to judge you. This isn't an audition. This isn't do your best performance ever. You're there to have fun. So take it easy. Everyone in the audience is rooting for you, I promise. Now let's get into one of my favorite tips. I made the whole video so that I could tell you this tip. While you're waiting to go on, I have a secret vocal warm-up that I want you to try, and I do it every time. Secretly warm up your vocals by cheering for the people before you. What I mean is, I got this from some Ariana Grande video or something once. If you're an Ariana Grande fan, or if you've heard any Ariana Grande song from the 2019 era, you might have heard her go, yeah. Hold on. Like, yee. Have you heard, do you know what I mean? But what you're doing is you want to be gentle. You're not screaming and you're not yelling. You're making it sound like you're cheering, but what you're actually doing is you're trying to stretch your vocal cords all the way up. You're just getting the vocal cords kind of stretched out. So since you don't have an opportunity to warm up your vocals for a 10-minute vocal warm up, this is what I love to do. And I think it makes sense in context, or everybody thinks I'm crazy. I do it anyway. It supports the person on stage. It gives them a little bit of energy. It gives you a little bit of energy, and it brings up the energy in the room. When someone in the audience goes, woo, everybody loves it. The other benefit of cheering like this is that it increases the energy of the whole room, and it sets the tone for how others will support you. And this leads right into the next tip. Be a good audience member. I don't doubt that you would be, but you might be feeling really nervous. Try to enjoy the night and enjoy the performers before you. Let me say this. Open mic night is not about you. And I mean that in the best way and in a comforting way. As in, don't worry. Take the pressure off. The whole room isn't there just to see you. I hope that feels more like it takes the pressure off you. So we got to the part of the night where you're on deck. You're up next. The host just called that name before you that you remembered when you signed up. It's go time. You gotta get moving. This tip pertains mostly to people who have to tune an instrument, so you can skip ahead if you don't plan on bringing an instrument. It's time to tune up. Secretly, quietly, politely, respectfully as possible. To do that, let me give you some tips, some guidance on what I would do. As soon as the name before me is called, there's usually a pause in their performances. There's some ruckus in the audience. Use this ruckus to grab your guitar case, unzip that thing, grab your guitar out, and sneak away to the back of the room, to a corner room, or leave if you can leave completely. And you're going to use this time to tune up your guitar. Very quietly. I can't emphasize this enough. We do not want to take away from the performer on stage, but you do need to tune up before your performance. A lot of people do tune up as soon as you get on stage, and that's completely okay too. I prefer to tune before, but you can totally do it on stage as well. But hopefully, because you were practicing all week, your guitar should stay mostly in tune and you only need to do a little touch up just to make sure something didn't go wacky during travel on your way into the event. So if you cannot find a way to sneak away, don't worry about it and you could do it on stage. Okay, so you're in the back of the room, you've done your little tune up and you're ready. And your name is called. Make your way up to the stage and adjust everything you want. Move the stool, grab that mic stand and put it right where you need it. You are in charge on the stage at that time, so make it work for you. Plug in your instrument, give it a few strums until sound starts coming out. If you need any help, the host is usually right there because they just introduced you, so ask the host for help. They'll help you with anything. Maybe you don't know how to move the mic stand or change the height. They'll help you, and don't be afraid to ask for help. It's always great to introduce yourself really quickly and introduce the piece you want to play. It helps break the ice and kind of desensitizes you to hearing your voice come out of the loudspeakers in the room. If that's something that freaks you out, get it out of the way now. I wouldn't worry about telling a whole story or a whole background at this point. Unless you want to, you can. It's your time, but just be mindful that it's your time. Ultimately, just be yourself. I say this coming from a place where I thought I was going to be the kind of singer-songwriter where I tell a whole story and background every time I go up on stage. And I ended up wasting a lot of time because I rambled on or messed up or told a joke that completely flopped. So I've come to a place now where I'm going to focus on the music. I'll give a brief intro. I'll tell a short story, but it's not my stand-up set. So I prefer to just get right into the music. You've set up, you take a breath, and you let the moment be yours, and you shine. Make eye contact with the audience if you can, or focus on a point in the back of the room if that's easier. Then you absolutely crush your set, and you have so much fun, and you hear the applause, and you have cheers, and you nailed it. Now, if you're like me, you might be at this point thinking, but what if? What if I mess up? What if I play the wrong chord? What if I forget everything? I've been there. Believe me, I've been there and I've done all that. So first of all, it's about sharing your art, not about being perfect. This one goes out to all the perfectionists out there. It is not the end of the world if you mess up. You are your own harshest critic. So don't be too hard on yourself. Even if you do sing a weird note or play a wrong chord, it's okay. The point is to have fun, not put on the best performance of your entire life. But we can talk about what to do if you're messing up on stage to try to give you a little bit of a lifeline for how to handle that situation. But remember, every time you fail or mess up, it only makes you a better performer. So let's start here. You sing a wrong note, you play a wrong chord. My number one advice is to just keep going. Steamroll through that thing. Smile to yourself, even give yourself a little laugh. And just keep going. Move on to the next chord cycle or move on to the next verse and literally just keep going. It reminds me of when I used to be an Irish step dancer. I was on an Irish dance troupe and we all know the performance by heart. We could do it a billion times. We could do it in our sleep, but you're performing, you're on stage and you're with your friends and you make a mistake. You go to the wrong place. You grab the wrong hand. And suddenly, the rest of the performance becomes the funniest thing that has ever happened because you look up at your friend and she sees you. And instead of the performance smiles of like, now you and your friend are suddenly smiling for real, genuinely, because something so hilarious has happened. And you're having way more fun in the moment than you were if you had just done everything perfectly. So if I mess up on stage during an open mic, I kind of get that same energy, that same giddy joy of being like, oh my gosh, inside joke like with me. So no big deal. Just have fun. But what if you forget a chord? What if you forget the lyrics? It's completely okay to make some more time for yourself by just playing the chord that you do know a little bit longer. Make it more of a musical, dramatic pause. You can extend the moment and see if going through the chord progression a few times gets the memory jogging. Maybe your fingers will remember what that next chord was, or honestly, if you need to play around a little bit with a couple extra chords until you find that one you needed, honestly, feel free. And going through the chord progressions a couple times might help the lyrics jump back in your head. Or honestly, hum. just hum if you want to hum the tune to yourself. And then eventually on the next chord kind of cycle, maybe the words will come back to you and then you can finish out the rest of the song.
Blame it on the beach, grown men don't cry. We'll get there, we'll get there. Do you remember that beat down basement couch? We'll get there. Singing my love song you tell me about.
Stay calm. The audience is forgiving, and they want you to get back on track just as much as you do. So take a breath, don't panic, and just try to get it back if you can. But if all else fails, you just can't find it. The lyrics have left your brain entirely. It's like you've never heard a song before a day in your life. And I've been there. There's a moment where you'll have to take a second and really be real with yourself, really get vulnerable, and make a choice. You have every right to simply stop if you want. You have every right to just say, hey, you know what? This has been really fun. Thank you so much for listening. That's it for me tonight. I am so serious. You can just completely stop. Stay humble. Stay compassionate towards yourself. Don't speak negatively towards yourself. Don't get too down on yourself. It's okay to decide to just wrap it up. It's not a failure. It's just an experience. I've done this. I've literally done this before, and the world didn't end. In fact, the audience tried to convince me to stay on stage, but I knew it was my time.
Split it in half, and that will just simply have to do.
So at the end of your set that you had so much fun performing, all you have to do is say thank you, repeat your name, and plug any social media that you have or any albums that you have or any Spotify that you have. Spell out your username. Say, hey, I make videos on YouTube. If you want to check them out, here's my username. Just go ahead and give yourself a plug.
Thank you all very, very much. I really appreciate your support, and I want to let y'all know that I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, my name is Cage Acoustic, Kaje, and then the word acoustic, and I'm putting out weekly videos, and the next video will be how to go to an open mic night.
Open mic nights are a great way to connect with other people and other musicians and other artists. Then get the okay from the sound person to unplug by giving a little thumbs up, wait for a little thumbs up back. Some places might do it different, but then unplug your live instrument if you had one. This is a small but important step to make sure you don't damage their equipment, your instrument, or the ears of everybody in the venue. Then there's no need to rush off the stage, and at this point you should be feeling great. So enjoy it. You did it! Now that I've shared all of my tips and tricks for preparing and going to your first open mic, this next part of the video is what I hope you keep coming back to over and over again because this is your pep talk. I just wanted to say, I am so proud of you. Most people dream about sharing their voice or their art and never actually take that step to do it, but you are doing it. Remember that the first step is the hardest, and after that, it's just you and your art. It's natural to feel nervous. Acknowledge it, but don't let it take over. One trick I use is to focus on the excitement rather than the fear. Feeling nervous is just proof that you care. And that's a beautiful thing because the audience can feel when you're being really real and you're about to be real in the best way. Mostly everyone in the room knows how it feels and they are rooting for you. They want to see you shine. Don't forget, whether it goes perfectly or not, showing up and sharing your art makes you brave. So breathe, center yourself, and remember, you belong up there. And you, being real, being your authentic self, deserves to be celebrated, and it's something only you can offer. And that is very special. No one can do it like you can. For real. You've got this. The fact that you watched this video means that you are ready to go. I cannot wait to hear how it goes. Go light up that open mic night. If you found these tips helpful, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below your open mic night stories. I cannot wait to hear about them. So, thanks so much for watching. Good luck. Bye.